Imagine a single device holds the power to obliterate an entire city, leaving nothing but ashes and shadows. This device isn't something out of a science fiction novel. It's real, and it's called a nuclear bomb. When we think about the power of a nuclear bomb, it's hard to grasp just how destructive it truly is. Let's take, for example, the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima during the Second World War. This bomb, known as Little Boy, had an explosive force equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT. That's a staggering amount, but let's put it into perspective. During the entirety of World War II, the total amount of explosives used in all forms was around 3 million tons of TNT. So, if we do the math, the Hiroshima bomb alone represented about 5% of all the explosives detonated throughout the course of the entire war. One single bomb, just over 10 feet long and weighing less than 10,000 pounds, held the same power as 5% of every grenade, artillery shell and bomb used in the largest and most destructive conflict in human history. And yet, the power of Little Boy pales in comparison to the destructive force of modern nuclear weapons. The largest nuclear bomb ever detonated, the Tsar Bomba, had an explosive yield of 50 million tons of TNT. That's over 3,000 times more powerful than the bomb that leveled Hiroshima. And today, the world's nuclear arsenal is even more fearsome. There are thousands of nuclear weapons around the world, each one capable of causing destruction on a scale that's hard to even imagine. The combined power of these weapons is so great that if they were all detonated at once, they could potentially wipe out life as we know it. Now imagine that power multiplied by thousands. That's the world's current nuclear arsenal. This isn't just a hypothetical scenario. This is the reality we live in, and it's a reality that we need to understand, because only by understanding can we hope to change it. But how does a nuclear bomb achieve such devastating power? To answer this, we need to delve into the heart of matter itself, into the realm of atoms. Atoms, the building blocks of matter, are made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. The nucleus at the center houses protons and neutrons, while electrons whirl around it. In a nuclear bomb, the power comes from the processes of nuclear fission and fusion. Let's break these down. First up, nuclear fission. Picture this: a neutron moving at high speed collides with the nucleus of a uranium or plutonium atom. This causes the nucleus to split, releasing a tremendous amount of energy. But that's not all. The splitting nucleus also releases more neutrons, which go on to split more nuclei, starting a chain reaction. In a nuclear bomb, this chain reaction happens incredibly fast, causing an explosion. Now let's turn to nuclear fusion, the process that powers the sun and stars. In fusion, lighter elements like hydrogen are squeezed together under extreme temperatures and pressures to form heavier elements like helium, releasing huge amounts of energy in the process. In a hydrogen bomb, a fission bomb is used to create the conditions necessary for fusion to take place, leading to an even more powerful explosion. But how can a small amount of matter release such a large amount of energy? Here's where we turn to Einstein's famous equation, E=mc squared. E stands for energy, m for mass, and c is the speed of light, a very large number. This equation tells us that mass can be converted into energy, and because the speed of light is so large, even a small amount of mass can be converted into a massive amount of energy. In a nuclear bomb, a small amount of uranium or plutonium is converted into energy, leading to a devastating explosion. It's a stark illustration of the immense power locked within the heart of matter itself. So the destructive power of a nuclear bomb comes from the very fabric of matter itself. What would happen if a nuclear bomb were to explode in a city today? A question that sends chills down our spines, yet remains a critical part of our collective consciousness as we grapple with the potential consequences of our technological prowess. The immediate impact of a nuclear bomb detonating in a city is, quite frankly, horrifying. Picture this. In a split second, a blinding flash of light, hotter than the surface of the sun, erupts. This heat flash creates a fireball that vaporizes everything within a 1-mile radius and sets fire to almost everything within a 5-mile radius. Following the heat flash, a blast wave sweeps across the city, moving at the speed of sound and flattening structures like they're made of paper. It's akin to the destructive force of a hurricane, but compressed into a moment's time, a violent and unstoppable force of nature born from human hands. But the horror doesn't end there. The long-term effects of a nuclear bomb are just as catastrophic, if not more so. The bomb releases ionizing radiation, a silent, invisible killer that can lead to radiation sickness, genetic mutations, and cancer. The city becomes a ghost town, uninhabitable for decades, even centuries, due to the radioactive fallout. Imagine the worst earthquake or hurricane you can think of. The destruction they cause is undeniably tragic, yet the city remains. It can be rebuilt, lives can slowly mend, but a nuclear bomb? It doesn't just destroy a city, it erases it from existence. It takes the lives of countless people, reduces landmarks to rubble, and leaves a lasting scar on the face of the earth. A nuclear bomb doesn't discriminate between combatant and civilian, between guilty and innocent. It's a weapon of mass destruction that leaves a legacy of pain, suffering, and environmental damage that lasts far beyond the moment of its detonation. A nuclear bomb doesn't just destroy a city, it erases it from existence. This is the grim reality we must face as we continue to grapple with the power and potential of nuclear technology. The power of nuclear bombs is terrifying, but there is something we can do about it. There's a pressing need for nuclear disarmament, the process of reducing and eventually eliminating nuclear weapons from the world. This is a global issue requiring international cooperation. We live in an interconnected world, and the fallout from nuclear war would not respect national borders. It's crucial to understand and support the ongoing efforts aimed at nuclear disarmament. Many organizations, governments, and international bodies are tirelessly working to reduce the number of these weapons. Treaties such as the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons have been instrumental in preventing nuclear war, but they're only as strong as the commitment of participating nations. By studying these efforts, we can better appreciate the importance of each individual's role in promoting peace and security. It's through our collective voice that we can advocate for a safer world. The power to prevent nuclear destruction lies in our hands. Together, we can make a difference.